morning. My name is Satish Kumar. I am school assistant business teacher at ZPHS Katriyal Ramanpet Mandal. Children, from 8th class biology, today let us learn about 8th lesson, that is production and management of food from plants. First of all, let us know the word crop. It means growing of plants in large number for production of useful products is called as crops. So single growing is different and production of products in large number is different. So let us now know about what is agriculture. The process of growing crops is known as agriculture. The simple difference, single planting is a plantation. If we grow in large number is called as crop, and this complete process of cultivation is known as agriculture. Is it clear now? Okay, let us move on. Crops are of two types, long-term crops and short-term crops. Long-term crops, example jowar and red gram, it needs 180 days. Shorter crops, example green gram and black gram, it needs 100 days. And these crops are based on season. They are divided into Kharif and Rabi. Kharif crops mostly grown in rainy season. Now it is a rainy season, it is Kharif season. It starts in the month of June, extends up to October. And then Rabi crops are called as winter crops. It are grown in winter season and this starts from November and extends up to April. Children, our country is completely based on agriculture. You know, Harappan civilization starting 2300 BC, before Christ itself, we know that there are evidences that we have cultivated rice. So, rice is a global grain. It is not only cultivated in India but also in China, Japan as well as in Australia. In India it is cultivated from Jammu and Kashmir to Kerala and from Rajasthan up to Arunachal Pradesh. So we depend mostly on rice. Then let us know the agricultural tasks which are involved in the process of agriculture. So agricultural tasks are mainly of 7 types. The last one is not visible. I will explain that one. So preparing the soil is first one. Sowing the seeds is second one. Applying manure and pesticides is third one. Irrigation is fourth step. Weeding is fifth step. Harvesting is sixth step. And storage of grains is the last seventh step. These are all involved in agriculture. These are the main tasks which farmers will follow. I think most of you are from agriculture based families, agriculture background families, so you know all these techniques. Let us review this once again. So preparing the soil. Before the start in the month of June itself, early in the month of June itself, we have to prepare the soil for further steps of agriculture. It involves mostly A. Ploughing, B. Leveling the soil. Ploughing is an essential step because for this the traditional method is using bulls and wooden plough. They will plough the soil, but now everyone is equipped with tractor and iron plough. It is very much easier to do that. It gives a V-shaped furrows and burrows inside the soil so that the downside soil is lifted up and it is spreaded and it is much aerated. The main thing is some insects and eggs will die because of the sunlight, and the soil will become loose. Other thing, and the final thing is it is much aerated. It is much easy for the roots to penetrate inside the soil and further grow. This is the main thing behind the fruit ploughing. Then after leveling, after ploughing, there will be unleveling of the soil, so that we have to level that one with the help of a leveler. Then the next step, sowing the seeds. There are three more methods in that one: sprinkling, plantation and seed drill. For example, some black gram or red gram, we just sprinkle the seeds, it will be completed. But for the paddy, the main thing is we have to select a small area. In that one, we have to add the seeds. When small plants will come from that one, we have to uproot that one, and then they will plant the plantlets. In Sri Vari Sagu, they will give much gap between each plantlet so that it will grow easily. So all the plants together, they will fight for the area as well as for the nutrients. So in order to survive all the plants, we will disperse them so that they will have their own area and nutrients and water. Then applying manure and pesticides. So manure is very much needed. Nowadays, everyone is using chemical fertilizers. In olden days, they used biofertilizers. But then some revolution came nowadays that organic foods are very much healthier. So organic foods are very much costly in the market and supermarkets also. The farmers who have their own farms, if they prefer organic foods for themselves and their relatives, it will be good idea. But everyone became commercial, so they are buying chemical fertilizers directly from the factory or from the outlet, and they are using. Chemical fertilizers examples: urea and DAP. Biofertilizers are formed because of decomposing of plants and animals. They are very useful to the plants and environment, eco-friendly. But chemical fertilizers are very much harmful to the soil. It leads to soil pollution, as well as soil will become acidic or alkaline, environment pollution. So we should not use them. Then pesticides. So some people will use pesticides to kill some small pests, because pests will eat the small leaves, as well as ticka disease in groundnut and rice blast disease in rice. Some diseases are there. So for them they will use DDT, dichlorodiaphene trichloroethane, BHC, benzene hexachloride, chlorodane, endrin, aldrin, endosulfone. Like this, some chemical pesticides are being used, which are also harmful to the environment and people also. Then after irrigation. Irrigation is supplying of water. The traditional method is for irrigation and basin irrigation, but modern irrigation techniques are there which will save the water. Drip irrigation and sprinkler method. Then weeding. There are some weeds which will grow along with the plants, and they will disturb the plants, and they will sometimes kill the plants. For that, we can use 2,4-D, which will kill the weeds. 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. will kill the dicot weeds so that we can save the monocot plants. Harvesting. Harvesting is the final stage where we will take out the seeds from the plants, from the crops. So for this, there are some further techniques like threshing and winnowing. But in modern techniques, there is harvester for paddy. It directly removes the seeds directly, and it will also removes the dust from that one, and directly we can collect the grains. Then after storage of grains. First, last one, storage of grains is very much important step, because we have to completely dry the seeds so that the fungus will not grow, or else the fungal molds will grow. So we have to dry them for minimum of 3 days to 5 days in a sun, but due to some natural calamities, the rain will suddenly come, and it will cause harm to all the seeds. But using of some sheets and some coverings, we can protect from water, and we can dry perfectly, so that the government will give much rate for the less moisture seeds. We can sell them, or else we can preserve them for further purpose, for next step of agriculture, or for eating purpose also. By growing these seeds, we can earn money, and we can have food for ourselves and save seeds for further usage. So by this lesson, I want to convey you that agriculture is the backbone of India. Please children, don't discourage the farmers, encourage them. An educated person, if he go for agriculture, is very much beneficial for each and everyone. Nowadays, many movies like Bhishma, Bhumi, and many other movies are regarding agriculture itself. So, agriculture is not a profession, but it is the main life and main backbone of our country. So, don't use chemical fertilizers, don't use pesticides. So, try to grow each and everything in eco-friendly method, so that we can save our earth, save our lives, and give space for further generations. Thank you so much.